Hey everyone, it's a spirited drop from my home office today, so not in a taxi, doing coaching online, which is awesome. And I wanted to talk with you about that saying that you may have heard in your life that is fortune favors the brave or fortune favors the bold. And I did a bit of research on where it comes from because I've used it, and I understand there's a metaphysical principle behind it, but I never really knew where it came from. And as it turns out, it's a saying from ancient Rome, which has then been used in different literature of some of the ancient poets from Rome, Virgil, and someone else who I can't remember. And I've been thinking about it because on Wednesdays, I do my coaching and energy work with my clients that are based overseas, and as always, there's patterning, and I had three very strong women, that came on, two executives and one therapist, and all of them had a really similar story where they were needing to make a bold move because their values had been breached in the current situation with their work and in one case with their church. So each of these women had been either subject to or witnessed behaviour with their leaders and with people around them that really went against what their personal and professional values were. And some in a church setting, some in a boys' club at work setting, and some in just really bad mismanagement setting. And each of these women were patching in for guidance on what their next steps would be. But what was really interesting about all of them is they made the inner choice that this situation that they were in was untenable. And what they had found is that even though they haven't really stepped out because they're not sure what they're going to do, opportunities are starting to present themselves, which seem to be at the outset, and that's what we're exploring, much more aligned with their values, the way they want to roll, and how they want to move forward in their lives. And it really got me thinking about this saying that fortune favors the bold. And these women have had to be bold, because they've had to make a decision, and they're all very accomplished. So they're good at what they do. They're somewhat comfortable in what they do, although a lot of them are slightly overworked because they're so good at what they do. Yet they've made a bold inner choice that there's got to be a better place and a better environment and a better culture and a better caliber of leader. And without even really throwing out their nets for other opportunities are presenting themselves. So isn't that interesting? So what's going on? So I know that within the manifesting work that I live by and that I teach, that a choice which is aligned with vision, desire, and values and your motivation is a very powerful generative pattern. And because you're making a choice, because you're taking action, even if it's on the inner, it sends and starts to generate a new pattern, which then attracts phenomenon or opportunities or events or new contacts or new pathways opening up. And, we are born with free will. We are born with the ability to make a choice. And I think where the key is where it comes from a place of really standing firm on what our values are and not tolerating a breach of those values in any way. And so these women have all made at some point recently a strong inner choice that they will not stay in an environment with people like this that are behaving in such a way. And as a result, the patterning from those aligned choices has generated new opportunities for them. We're far more dazzling than we realise, and I've got so much admiration for these clients all around the world, America and a couple in Northern Europe as well. So have a think about that. I'm going to leave that with you to think about, that fortune favours the bold. Fortune favours the brave. All right, I hope that's got you thinking. Bye, everyone.